Because we all know what happens if we don't win this race. It's written into the fabric of every community in this nation. The skills jobs that disappear. The communities that lost their place in the world. Not just the security and dignity of their work, not just their pride and purpose, their identity.
If you ask most people, they'll tell you the identity is gone. It's been obliterated. Keir taking the opportunity, speaking there yesterday in Glasgow, taking the opportunity to attack Reform.
You want to know what Farage and Reform are doing on their rare visits to Parliament? They're voting against our Employment Rights Bill. They talk the language of workers' rights online and on the doorstep, but they voted against banning fire and rehire.
Nigel Farage hit back on Twitter. He said, quote, "I see that the Prime Minister chose to attack Reform UK again during a speech in Scotland today. We must be doing something right." I have no allegiance. I don't support any of these parties or people. I think it's just different cheeks on the same arse. Because it's this constant cycle of doing the same thing. It is the literal definition of gaslighting. What happens is you've got the current government who will say, we're going to do this, we're doing that. You can only depend on us to do this and do that. And then you've got other people, other parties looking to come in, i.e. in this instance Reform, saying that no, they're just talking about protecting the borders. They're just talking about having more people being seen on the NHS, not being allowed to die on their sofas at home and actually be seen, and reduce costs and reduce inflation. And yet, what always happens is that these things get talked about and it's all talk and very little action. Might see a little bit, like in the US, for example, there's stuff happening there. Certainly on the face of it, it looks like things are happening. It's good. It's good news. You'd have to be daft not to think that sort of stuff isn't positive compared to things not happening. But certainly in the UK, it seems to be this cycle of false promises, new parties coming in, promising new things, and continuous issues, including things related to borders, health, and identity. What do you think? Ta-ta.